Welcome to the Ben Daniel Podcast, where we're calling a spade a spade. Great to be here with you guys today. The WNBA, without Caitlin Clark, remains an attraction that not many people want to watch. Remains a product that the vast majority of sports fans don't care for at all. The Caitlin Clark games, 3.2 versus the Sky, 2.7 versus the Liberty. The Caitlin Clark games still are performing at a nice rate, but everything else dropped right off a clip. Week number 1 on Ion. Paige Becker's WNBA debut, 639,000. The Valkyries' inaugural game, 581,000. Outside of games involving Caitlin Clark, those are the second and third highest WNBA audiences ever on Ion. The WNBA started off hot, and people were saying, oh, wow, maybe it is a new day. Maybe it is a new dawn. Maybe the ratings have actually found their way to some type of respectability. 581,000, 639, not great. Respectable in WNBA world, not great, but respectable. And then a week goes by, and week 2 ratings fall off a cliff and revert back to the mean. Revert back to last year's average, slightly less than last year's average. Last Friday, Sun, Lynx, Storm, Mercury, WNBA regular season games averaged 431,000 and 344,000 viewers respectively on Ion, both down sharply from last year's window of Fever Sparks that gave you 724,000. Now, I'm not asking you to compete with the Indiana Fever, because we know nothing in this league can compete when Caitlin Clark is playing for the Indiana Fever. Nothing in this league measures up to that. But we can't even recapture the magic from opening night. We can't even hold on to a large portion of the viewers from opening night. Yikes. 639,000 all the way down to 431,000. 200,000 drop off. We go from 581 all the way down to 340. Another severe drop off. Caitlin Clark games, they did well still. The non-Caitlin Clark games, nothing special to write home about. Last year, all the other games that didn't feature Caitlin Clark gave you 394,000. And this year already, we are lower than that. This year already, we are lower than that. But I told you, not only are they doing worse than last year, they're doing worse than the 2023 regular season that gave you 505,000 viewers on average per broadcast. They've gone down. Since 2023, folks, they have gotten down in viewership. Caitlin Clark skews that number for last year because millions of people tuned in. But as far as non-Caitlin Clark games, the numbers have been still going downwards. This is what they won't tell you. This is what the shills won't tell you. I'll tell you. The Indiana Fever, the WNBA, they don't pay me enough. They don't pay me at all to lie to you. They don't pay me at all to fluff it up. The numbers are the numbers. The numbers are the numbers. Last week's Tuesday Dream vs. Indiana Fever game gave you 581,000, making it the network's 4th largest WNBA audience behind what? More Caitlin Clark games. Aces Fever, Fever Wings, Fever Dream. And then right after that, prior to that game, earlier in a day before, the Storm vs. Wings gave you 339,000. The most watched WNBA game on NBA TV that did not involve Clark or the Indiana Fever. 339,000. WNBA hasn't seen any growth when it comes to the non-Caitlin Clark games. They have seen zero growth when it comes to the non Caitlin Clark games. Let's take a look at the attendance averages. 2024, Indiana Fever, 17,000. 2025, Indiana Fever, still hovering around 17,000. 2024, Las Vegas Aces, 11,000. 2025, Las Vegas Aces in their one game, 10,000. Los Angeles Sparks, 2024, 11,000. 2025, 11,000. Phoenix Mercury, 2024, 10.7 thousand. So far this year, 9.3 thousand. Chicago Sky go from 8.7 to just hitting the 9,000 mark in their opening night game. The WNBA hasn't seen any growth this year, folks. There has been no page bump. There has been no, thank God I got shown the product from Caitlin Clark. Thankfully, Caitlin Clark led me to the WNBA. Now I can watch all these other That has not been the case. That has not been the case one bit. In fact, when Caitlin Clark's not playing, you see people turning it off or selling their tickets. Most recently, in Baltimore against the Mystics, 11,183 tickets. 11,183 tickets. The building seats 14,000. For basketball, they imply it only seats 11.7. Let's hit this both ways. One, if Caitlin Clark was playing, that 11.7, suddenly they would have turned it into that 14,000 capacity. If Caitlin Clark was playing, something tells me that those folding chairs that they bring out, that extra space that they utilize, something tells me it would have been utilized. If Caitlin Clark was playing, that 11.7, if they didn't want to bring out the folding chairs, would have been 11.7. It would have been a sellout. Anybody who watched the game last night could take a look at the crowd and say, yeah, this is about 70% capacity. You know what that means to me? People said, yeah, I just don't want to show up. I couldn't sell my ticket. I just don't want to show up. I couldn't sell my ticket. I just didn't want to show up. Now we're looking ahead to tomorrow. Indiana Fever against the Connecticut Sun. Tickets are going for $7.02. $7.02 for the Indiana Fever versus the Connecticut Sun. $7.02. And Christine Brennan puts it perfectly. WNBA without Clark, league feels the hurt. Without Caitlin Clark, fan fervor's down, ticket sales are down, merchandise is down. I'm going to be very interested on what last night's game against the Mystics drew. I would be surprised if we're hovering at a respectable number like the Indiana Fever usually do on NBA TV. Caitlin Clark is the only attraction still. People might have said Caitlin Clark led us to the water and it's up to us to drink. People aren't drinking from that water. People saw and said, oh, this is nasty water. I'll drink out of your canteen, Caitlin. I'll drink out of your canteen. You got good water. You got fresh water. You got clean water. But this, I'm not drinking out of this river. I'm sorry. This lake right here with all these parasites, I might drink from that and then boom, an alligator's come. It is what it is. But the WNBA is finding out very quickly, people aren't fans of the WNBA. The boom wasn't a WNBA boom. It was a Caitlin Clark boom. The boom wasn't, oh my God, this product is so amazing. Boom. The boom was, oh my God, that player is so amazing. Boom. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. We're going to be here all year, every week, tracking how these ratings go. Week after week after week after week. You guys might be asking, Ben, what other nationally televised games took place? You had the Liberty Aces opening day on Saturday, which gave you 1.3 with a peak of 1.9. Other than that, exactly, there's been none. Nobody else is worth paying to get on TV. Nobody else is worth the network saying, oh yeah, we'll take that team versus that team on TV. No, it's just Ion. If it's not Clark, ABC doesn't want it. If it's not Clark, CBS doesn't want it. If it's not Clark, ESPN doesn't want it. Attendance, ratings show, attendance shows, nationally televised game show. There's only one main attraction, and a year after Caitlin Clark entering this league, it is still very much of the same. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel. That would mean so much to me. Caitlin Clark still the #1 attraction, while everybody else is just at the circus, parading around. We'll see you next time, and as always, take it easy.